Welcome back to the Hollywood Makers, where we take a deep dive into the latest buzz in the entertainment industry. I am your host, Claudia Cano-Asbjornsen, and today we got some juicy insights on what's been happening in the business. We're also bringing you our segment, The Ones to Watch, with the hottest releases in film and TV. Unfortunately, we are starting off with a bit of sad news, the closing of Participant Media. If you're not familiar with Participant Media, you might be able to recognize some of their most notable films. Films like Lincoln, Contagion, Roma, Spotlight, An Inconvenient Truth, Judas and the Black Messiah, Just Mercy, and Waiting for Superman, just to name a few. What makes this news sad for filmmakers and film lovers alike is that Participant Media was not a company that was focused just on the bottom line. Obviously, in 20 years, they made nice revenue, about $3.3 billion in the global box office. But what makes this news sad is that Participant was more focused on creating content with social impact. They supported independent filmmakers, documentaries, and stories that probably wouldn't get made in Hollywood today. Here is the note the founder, Jeff Skoll, sent to his staff. Quote, Dear Participant team, for 20 years, Participant has stood as the leading global media company focused on timely and emotionally transformational stories which speak to the world's most pressing issues. When I founded this company in 2004, I set out to maximize impact. It was a groundbreaking philanthropic venture that was the first, and for a long time, the only of its kind. As many as you have heard, after much reflection, I have made a very difficult decision to wind down the company's operations. This is not a step I'm taking lightly, but after 20 years of groundbreaking content and world-changing impact campaigns, it is the right time for me to evaluate my next chapter and approach to tackling the present issues of our time. I founded Participant with the mission of creating world-class content that inspires positive social change, prioritizing impact alongside commercial sustainability. Since then, the entertainment industry has seen revolutionary changes in how content is created, distributed, and consumed. Quote, Mr. Skoll went on to talk about the success of the company throughout the years and said the following to close his memo. Quote, As this chapter of Participant comes to a close, I am emboldened by the efforts of the next generation of storytellers and content creators who are building upon and reimagining this work. From philanthropists to producers to distributors to social impact agencies, more and more individuals and organizations all over the world are recognizing and adopting impact models as core of their approaches. The ripple effects of Participant can be felt far and wide. What we have started together is just the beginning. Thank you all for your hard work and unwavering dedication to Participant. I have nothing but respect and admiration for each and every one of you, and I know you will continue to carry the legacy of what we have built together far into the future. Sincerely, Jeff. Quotes. You can read the entire note on our newsletter. Participant projects slated to run this year will still be released as planned, including Whitebird with Helen Mirren and Gillian Anderson, Out of My Mind, which is slated to air on Disney+, and The Grab, a documentary by Gabriella Copperthwaite. As the industry mourns the loss of this great company, we wish the staff at Participant all the best and hope that they continue creating, innovating, and working on amazing projects wherever they may end up. In other news, the annual Cinemacon convention and trade show was held in Vegas just recently, and here are some interesting things we found out. Cinemacon is always a hub for excitement, where Hollywood's finest come to showcase what's next in movie magic. From tantalizing trailers to cutting-edge technology, it is all about drumming up what's next for the silver screen. And let's not forget the financials. It was reported that 2023 was up 20% from the previous year, but it was still short about $2 billion from what the industry used to be before the pandemic. As we know, the powerhouse of Barbie and Oppenheimer, also known as Barbenheimer, brought in nearly $2.5 billion combined, giving theater owners a much-needed boost. And who could forget the groundbreaking hits of Taylor Swift and Beyoncé's concert films. But we cannot put all our eggs in two groundbreaking baskets. Michael O'Leary, the CEO and president of the National Association of Theater Owners, hit the nail on the head at Cinemacon when he said that we need a mix of big-budget movies and those hidden gems with heart that keep audiences coming back for more. After all, variety is the spice of life, right? Which is interesting to hear because recently the Hollywood Reporter published an article where it noted that Hollywood is losing over $31 billion due to the lack of representation. The article is based on a series of reports from the consulting firm McKinsey, who has been exploring the topic since 2021. They've uncovered some eye-opening stats. Picture this. If Hollywood stepped up its game in embracing diversity, we're talking some serious cash. About $10 billion a year just by closing the Black inequity gap. $12 to $18 billion by properly valuing our Latino talent and audience, and $2 to $4.4 billion from tapping into Asian and Pacific Islander market. But here's the thing. While API representation has been on the rise from 3% to 20% between 2002 and 2022, there's a catch. 85% has been from films coming outside the US. We've got some serious catching up to do if we want the stories that we tell on screen truly reflect the diversity of the experiences we live here in our own backyard. That's why we believe in shining a spotlight on inclusivity and representation in Hollywood. Because it is not just a hot topic or nice to have. It's about giving creatives the platform needed to tell stories that make moviegoers have the best experience in theaters and beyond. With over 2.74 million American jobs riding on the success of this industry, there is no shortage of motivation to keep pushing forward. So let's keep pushing boundaries, telling stories, and reminding the world why movies hold a special place in our hearts. And now here's a look at the most anticipated shows and movies with some very interesting facts in our segment, The Ones to Watch. Let's start with the highly anticipated third season of Bridgerton that will premiere May 16th on Netflix. In this season, Penelope Featherton has finally given up on her long-held crush on Colin Bridgerton after hearing his disparaging words about her last season. She has, however, decided it is time to take a husband, preferably one who will provide her with enough independence to continue her double life as Lady Whistledown far away from her mother and sisters. But lacking in confidence, Penelope's attempts on the marriage mart fail spectacularly. Meanwhile, Colin has returned from his summer travels with a new look and a serious sense of swagger. But he's disheartened to realize that Penelope, the one person who always appreciated him as he was, is giving him the cold shoulder. Eager to win back her friendship, Colin offers to mentor Penelope in the ways of confidence to help her find a husband this season. But when his lessons start working a little too well, Colin must grapple with whether his feelings for Penelope are truly just friendly. Complicating matters for Penelope is her rift with Eloise, who has found a new friend in a very unlikely place, while Penelope's growing presence in the town makes it all the more difficult to keep her Lady Whistledown alter ego a secret. Here are some interesting facts from this season. Focusing on the relationship between Colin, played by Luke Newton, and Penelope, played by Nicola Coughlan, will be a departure from the book series order, which was supposed to be Benedict Bridgerton's storyline. Award-winning hair and makeup designer Erica Ockvist revealed that Colin and Penelope's character glow-ups for Season 3 had to do with using color theory, combining different colors to create certain mood or emotion. Luke and Nicola have revealed in interviews that their sex scenes have been so intense and steamy that they ended up breaking some furniture while filming. Nicola and Luke also recounted how during a scene in a carriage, they got so carried away that they did not hear the director call cut until he screamed it really loud. Both actors requested a special edited copy of certain episodes so they could share them with their parents. Next on the list is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga which is set to release in theaters May 24th. Snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord Dementis. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a non-stop battle to make her way home. Here are some interesting facts about Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. All Mad Max movies have been filmed in Australia, except for Fury Road, which was filmed in South Africa when record rainfalls made Australia's arid desert turn into lush green areas. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, is the origin story for Imperator Furiosa, originally played by Charlize Theron. The director Jerry Miller wanted Theron to come back to play the younger version of herself. The de-aging visual effects were not up to par, so Miller decided to recast, and now Anya Taylor-Joy plays the main character. On an interview, Anya revealed that she drove a car for the first time during a stunt training in which she had to drive the car toward the camera and then perform a handbrake turn, spinning the car so it stops facing the opposite direction. Anya said she did not know how to drive or had a license at the time. This will be Chris Hemsworth's first time playing the villain. Chris was candid when he said that becoming the bad guy was not easy at first, but he said playing Dr. Dementis was one of the best experiences he's had. And last but not least, the eagerly awaited Deadpool and Wolverine, opening in theaters July 26. Here's what we know about the story. Wolverine is recovering from his injuries when he crosses paths with the loudmouth Deadpool. They team up to defeat a common enemy. Interesting facts: Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be Marvel's first R-rated movie. Wolverine will be appearing in the comics' accurate costume for the very first time on the big screen. In the comics, Deadpool developed a brutal grudge against Wolverine because he blamed him for destroying his body after he was injected with Wolverine's healing factor to cure him. The Deadpool and Wolverine trailer broke the record as the most viewed video on YouTube within 24 hours, crossing 365 million views. There's a lot of rumors about some special appearances and cameos on the movie, including Sabretooth and even Taylor Swift, but nothing's been confirmed. Well, that's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We also hope you like and subscribe and continue to be part of our community of the Hollywood Makers. Till next time.